If you're anything like me, you will keep on building on your maps until you run out of resources. So today I will show you a good way to deal with this problem. If you look at my map, you can easily see that there are a lot of trees. Sure, I love the prefab trees. Unfortunately, they have one big drawback. They need a lot of resources. 1% to be precise. This means you can gain a lot by replacing them with something less heavy. So I take a cylinder, put it here on the floor, change it into this brownish woody design, and then copy it a couple of times on top of each other. Then I adjust them a little bit so that you can get some kind of tilt here, like this. So then the tree looks a bit more natural than if you just put one big piece. Then as a next step, I build some branches. I copy them and put them into different directions. Maybe for this tree I put 3 different directions. Like copy one more. Yeah, like this. Tilt it, turn it around. And now it looks quite like here I need to adjust a bit. So it looks already quite like a tree. And here again I copy it to make it a little bit more natural looking by tilting the branches. So you see this looks much better. Adjust it. I also do it here. Copy it, make it a bit longer, put it on the right place and tilt it a little bit. Then I add some spheres on top of it. They will be like the leaves, so I make it bigger. Then I change the leaves into green so that it really looks like a tree. And I make it bigger and adjust it and copy it to become look more natural, you see, like this. I'm not a botanist, but I think this really does look like a tree, and it only takes, let's check, it only takes 0.3% resources. So for every prefab tree I can build 3 trees like this. I guess that's pretty good. If your budget is not too tight, you can actually just take one of those branches and copy it in order to make 4 branches. Probably this looks even better, or just to have a higher rate of diversity in your map. It does look good. How do you feel? I don't want all trees to look the same, so I also built some palm trees. For this I start with a cube, make it flat and a little bit longer. Yeah, like this, a bit longer. I copy the second part, tilt it a little bit so that well, you will see how it's going to be. Like a yes. So now it matches. Then after I adjust it, I make them green. There's several ways of greens you can choose for a tree. I think this one here gives a little bit more structure. It's actually the roof and the tiles on the roof, but it does look pretty decent. So then I group them and copy them. And then I tilt it here a little bit so it gives some kind of curve into the bigger leaf. I copy it one more time, tilt it more. So like here now you can see I have copied it 5 times and it does look like a huge palm tree leaf. I group them and copy the whole bunch. Tilt it a little bit and then keep on copying for a couple of times. I think until it's like maybe 5, 6 leaves like this, so that it looks like a real palm tree. Okay, now I have 6 leaves. I group them. Then I copy the whole bunch. Yeah, 0.2 is quite small. So I group them, make it in a bit different direction so that it looks good, and make the whole thing a little bit smaller because they're more on top. Make sure they're not inside of each other. Then I copy them once more, put them higher and make them smaller and turn them around one more time. Once I'm satisfied with the leaves, I add the tree trunk. Make them the same brown. And as before, I also make several pieces of the tree trunk so that there's a little curve in the whole thing, which I think does make the tree look much more realistic. Yeah, I think it does look decent. And it looks even better if you put 2 palm trees here at the seashore or lakeshore, just next to each other. Tilt them a little bit so that it doesn't look exactly the same. Yeah. I mean, that looks pretty perfect, right? So if you build a winter map or something more apocalyptic, then you probably want to do dead trees. So basically they work exactly the same way as the ones before. You make a tree trunk, you tilt it a little bit so that it looks more natural, and then you just add some branches like I do it here. It's pretty easy and very fast to do. However, the biggest advantage of this kind of dead trees is that they really need very few resources. So if I group here, you can see it's just 0.1%. This being said, using prefab trees still have some advantage. The most important is that you can hide inside of them, which adds some strategic spices. Thanks for watching.